So this is the first run out I've had since last weekend. Last Sunday I decided that now was the time to do the oil pressure sender. I've been having a slight issue when I first power up with the key. I get a red warning and a service light, which basically is telling me it can't see the oil pressure sender, therefore it wouldn't know whether it had oil pressure or not. Now that could be any number of things, to be honest, but more than likely it was either the oil pressure sender unit that's failed or it was just a faulty connection. What would happen is if I started the bike up, it would run fine. If I stopped it after a minute or two, I then turned it back on, more often than not it all worked fine. The light didn't come on and we were back in normal running. And it didn't always set up an error code, which again indicated that it was actually just the fact that the ECU wasn't sensing the actual oil pressure sender. So I decided I would first of all tackle the simplest part, which was, well, the connection. Given that I'd had a similar connection problem with the neutral position switch, I thought that would be the most sensible. So unfortunately the oil pressure sender is buried in the bowels of the V between the cylinders, and the only way to get to that realistically is to take the airbox out, and the airbox is very, very tight in that chassis. Once you've got the tank off, it's a bit of a squeeze to get the airbox out, and it's even then you can only just reach down to the sender unit with your fingertips, but the connection did come off very easy. It wasn't loose, not as bad as the neutral position sender, but I would say it wasn't on firm. So I tightened it, just nipped it up, probably nipped it up a little bit too much because by hell it took some pushing on, but it's on. And what I did whilst it was off, I actually turned the bike on, which was a bit of a mistake because I threw up all sorts of errors because various senders weren't attached, and I thought, oh, it might prove it. Well, no, it doesn't prove it. It just, because you get the same error, but you do get errors written into the ECU, which I had to clean down. Anyway, we put it on, put it back on and fired her up, and yeah, everything seems to be this morning fine.